Um, just to close off, the train of thought on taking a step back to taking a step back to relook and realign yourself. Taking a step back and run up. It's called a run up. I think I like the term run up better than step back. Run up means exactly that. You're running up to the launch pad. You're running up to the best of your potential. You're running up to it. Some people fear the running up. As mentioned earlier, people fear the running up because it is perceived as failure. It's perceived as running away. It's perceived as, because people kind of perceive success in a linear kind of way, like that you got to start from A, B, C, and then kind of climb up like that, and it just keeps going, which is not the actual truth, because it goes like this, that, this, that, and you are only privy to certain aspects and elements of that. Up, down, up, down, up, down, and then it's kind of steady, and then it kind of goes up, and down, and whatever. An Instagram post or a tweet or a LinkedIn post is only about one aspect, one part of that whole journey. Many a times I've spoken to many different entrepreneurs of different caliber and of different incomes, streams. Some are really, really wealthy, and some are on the rise up, and so on and so forth. And I spoke to some who had just lost pretty much everything at that point in time. But because I was perceiving them from outside, I saw like, shit, this man has got a lot of money and got a lot of influence, He said this one remarkable thing to me. This is what I'm teaching you and sharing with you now, is that success is not, it's not just like, ooh, like easy flowing, easy going. People who perceive that from outside, seeing it that way, they see the wrong thing. And an interesting thing that came up in our conversation is that people find it easier to go and sell their bodies, to go and prostitute themselves, versus selling amagunya at the robots, or selling tomatoes at taxi rank. Let me repeat that. People find it easier to go and sell their bodies, prostitute themselves, in different countries, in different spaces and whatever. Prostitute themselves, sell their virtue for money. They'd rather do that versus going to sell tomatoes or maquinya at an intersection. When I heard this, I was like, boom, shit. That had me looking at myself for a second there, Why? Because that for me hit deep. It really hit deep. Why did it hit deep? I was looking at some of the things that I find shameful, some of the things that I find I can be ashamed of doing them because I'm afraid of being seen as coming up, as being seen as accepting where I'm at and doing what I need to do where I'm at with what I have to kind of climb out of where I'm at. Basically, in layman's terms, if I had no money, I have no job, but I got a bit of, let's say I got $500 from wherever, I can buy oil, I can buy this and make a makunya and go taisa. And the robots make that bit of money, spin it up, continue on the same business until I get to a place where I can afford better and get out of the slum. Could do that. But let me bring into my context and what I want to do and what I perceive as my dream. Is to be like Eric Thomas, a hip hop preacher. Is to be like Les Brown. Is to be like Vusi Timbuk Makwanyo. That name confuses me. I'm sorry, bro, if I just butchered your name, but yeah, this is where I'm at. I'm learning. I'll improve as I go. Not gonna be too hard on myself in that one. Yeah, Vusi. I want to be that guy. I want to be that go-to guy with the motivation. That's who I want to be. But I felt ashamed of recording these kind of videos because I didn't have the right lighting, the right place, the right setup. Because I felt like I don't have the accomplishments that I need to have as compared to Les Brown, Eric Thomas, and all of the other ones. And I forget the most fundamental thing, which is also part of all these guys' greatest talks. They talk about where they started from and what they had to start with, and how they had to use that to turn their lives around. So who am I? Why am I ashamed of doing this, or doing a really shitty video with really shitty quality, but really putting my heart out into it? And not sitting and moping around, but doing what I can with what I have. That woke me up to do that. This is why I'm committing myself to shooting these videos every day until I improve. This is why I'm putting myself out there in every little business or every idea that I had and have. And I'm putting myself out there every single fucking day because I believe in myself. That's what I got right now. And maybe that's what I need right now to propel me. Maybe that is my run-up. Maybe that is my run-up. Self-belief. Investing in self. I'm reading a lot of books. I'm reading a lot of books. I read a lot of books when I was unemployed. I had time. I read the books. I ran. I cycled. I worked on my body, on my mind. Tried to go to church as much as I could, feed my spirit. Meditated, prayed, shared spiritual things with different kinds of people. Preparing myself for the time. And oh my God, it's gonna come. That time's gonna come, player. The time's gonna come. The time's gonna come when I'm on them steez, when I'm on that shit. Wait until I get my money right. I'm trying to see where I'm going. You know? So, what is it that you are ashamed of? What is it that you are ashamed of being seen to do, but you know is important and vital to carry you to the next level? You know that it's important to carry you to where you need to go to reach the goals in which you have envisioned for yourself and planned for yourself. What is it that you need to do, but you are afraid to do because of the shame it may carry and what you think people will say about you? You want to be an entrepreneur, but you're bitching about there's no financing and there's nothing, but you're ashamed to get a bit of cash and go and sell amagunya at the robots. I don't know. Maybe you want to be like me. You want to be a motivator. You want to be a youth ambassador, but you're afraid to go into the schools and say, hey, let me speak to the kids for 10 minutes. Because you're ashamed. Because your friends won't see you pull up in the Mercedes Benz to make these talks. You're ashamed. You think they won't believe in you because you just walked in there and took a taxi. So you see it's your own limitation.